The happiness of those who want to be popular depends on others. The happiness of those who seek pleasure fluctuates with moods outside their control, but the happiness of the wise grows out of their own free acts. We suffer more often in imagination than in reality. No man is free who isn't master of himself. Riches are a cause of evil, not because, of themselves, they do any evil, but because they goad men on to evil. Life is long, if you know how to use it. There is only one way to happiness, and that is to cease worrying about the things which are beyond the power of our will. Life is very short and anxious for those who forget the past, neglect the present, and fear the future. Firstly, say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do. The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. Hang on to your youthful enthusiasms, you will be able to use them better when you are older. You will earn the respect of all if you begin by earning the respect of yourself. Don't expect to encourage good deeds in people conscious of your own misdeeds. It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Well-being is realized by small steps, but is truly no small thing. Choose not to be harmed, and you won't feel harmed. Don't feel harmed, and you haven't been. Associate with people who are likely to improve you. Don't you know, life is like a military campaign. One must serve on watch, another in reconnaissance, another on the front line. So it's for us, each person's life is a kind of battle, and a long and varied one too. You must keep watch like a soldier, and do everything commanded. You have been stationed in a key post, not some lowly place, and not for a short time, but for life. You have power over your mind, not external events. Realize this, and you will have strength. A gem can't be polished without friction, nor a man perfected without trials. If you are distressed by anything external, the pain isn't due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it, and this you have the power to revoke at any moment. Man conquers the world by conquering himself. Why should I fear death? If I am, death is not. If death is, I am not. Why should I fear that which can only exist when I don't? If what you have seems insufficient to you, then though you possess the world, you will yet be miserable. At dawn, when you have trouble getting out of bed, tell yourself, I have to go to work, as a human being. What do I have to complain of, if I'm going to do what I was born for, the things I was brought into the world to do? Or, is this what I was created for? To huddle under the blankets and stay warm. A bad feeling is a commotion of the mind, repugnant to reason and against nature. In your actions, don't procrastinate. In your conversations, don't confuse. In your thoughts, don't wander. In your soul, don't be passive or aggressive. In your life, don't be all about business. From good people, you'll learn good, but if you mingle with the bad, you'll destroy such soul as you had. Putting things off is the biggest waste of life. It snatches away each day as it comes and denies us the present by promising the future. The greatest obstacle to living is expectancy, which hangs upon tomorrow and loses today. You are arranging what lies in fortune's control, and abandoning what lies in yours. What are you looking at? To what goal are you straining? The whole future lies in uncertainty. Live immediately. Very little is needed to make a happy life. It is all within yourself, in your way of thinking. A ship shouldn't ride on a single anchor, nor life on a single hope. The goal of life is living in agreement with nature. The things you think about determine the quality of your mind. Your soul takes on the color of your thoughts. Curb your desire, don't set your heart on so many things and you will get what you need. Life is very short and anxious for those who forget the past, neglect the present, and fear the future. Whether or not they laid claim to the Socratic heritage, all Hellenistic philosophers agreed with Socrates that human beings are plunged in misery, anguish, and evil because they exist in ignorance. Evil is to be found not within things, but in the value judgments which people bring to bear upon things. People can therefore be cured of their ills only if they are persuaded to change their value judgments, and in this sense, all these philosophies wanted to be therapeutic. If you accomplish something good with hard work, the labor passes quickly, but the good endures. If you do something shameful in pursuit of pleasure, the pleasure passes quickly, but the shame endures. Remember two things. One, that everything has always been the same and keeps recurring, and it makes no difference whether you see the same things recur in 100 years, or 200, or in an infinite period. Two, that the longest lived, and those who will die soonest lose the same thing. The present is all that they can give up, since that is all you have, and what you don't have you can't lose. Don't seek for everything to happen as you wish it would, but rather wish that everything happens as it actually will, then your life will flow well. To accept injury without a spirit of savage resentment, to show ourselves merciful toward those who wrong us, being a source of good hope to them, is characteristic of a benevolent and civilized way of life. It isn't because things are difficult that we don't dare, it's because we don't dare that things are difficult. Strength should always be complemented by softness. If you resist too much, you will break. Thus, the strong person knows when to use strength and when to yield, and good fortune and disaster depend on whether you know how and when to yield. If we were to measure what is good by how much pleasure it brings, nothing would be better than self-control. If we were to measure what is to be avoided by its pain, nothing would be more painful than lack of self-control. True happiness is to enjoy the present, without anxious dependence upon the future, not to amuse ourselves with either hopes or fears, but to rest satisfied with what we have, which is sufficient, for he that is so wants nothing. The greatest blessings of mankind are within us and within our reach. A wise man is content with his lot, whatever it may be, without wishing for what he has not. The chief task in life is simply this, to identify and separate matters, so that I can say clearly to myself, which are externals not under my control, and which have to do with the choices I actually control. Where then do I look for good and evil? Not to uncontrollable externals, but within myself, to the choices that are my own. It doesn't matter what you bear, but how you bear it. If you seek tranquility, do less. Or, more accurately, do what's essential, what the logos of a social being requires, and in the requisite way. Which brings a double satisfaction, to do less, better. Because most of what we say and do isn't essential. If you can eliminate it, you'll have more time and more tranquility. Ask yourself at every moment, is this necessary? But we need to eliminate unnecessary assumptions as well. To eliminate the unnecessary actions that follow. In our control is the most beautiful and important thing, the thing because of which even the God himself is happy, namely, the proper use of our impressions. We must concern ourselves, absolutely, with the things that are under our control, and entrust the things not in our control to the universe. For what prevents us from saying that the happy life is to have a mind that is free, lofty, fearless, and steadfast, a mind that is placed beyond the reach of fear, beyond the reach of desire, that counts virtue the only good, baseness the only evil, and all else but a worthless mass of things, which come and go without increasing or diminishing the highest good, and neither subtract any part from the happy life nor add any part to it. A man thus grounded must, whether he wills or not, necessarily be attended by constant cheerfulness and a joy that is deep and issues from deep within, since he finds delight in his own resources and desires no joys greater than his inner joys. Don't explain your philosophy. Embody it.